Welcome back to the show. It is Relationship Wednesdays, KT and Life and Style. If you're just joining us now, you have missed a lot. But yeah, you've missed a lot. But I believe we are back to uploading our videos back on YouTube. So you can always catch the show. Or you can watch us live, obviously, here on KTN Home or on the Standard Media website. We are here today with Anthony Diema.
Diema.
Philip Odio, yes, and Jade Gishuri.
Yes.
You can tell which tribe I'm a member of because it was a lot easier to say. Yeah, but thank you. You guys have been so incredible as guests and very patient with me and Nixxi. You're teaching us a lot about marriage and patience and children as well.
We are probably going to be perfect wives.
Three things we are not very conversant with. Kwanza hapa pa patience.
I'm impatient.
Yes. Jade, I want you to talk to us about your book. So your book is called The Heart Is Not Smart.
Yeah, it's called The Heart Is Not So Smart.
So smart.
So this book is an act of obedience. I've struggled to write it because I had to use personal experience. I fought with God. I was like, why do you want me to tell my stories? So I think especially the tagline says it all. It's choosing a life partner is not only a matter of feelings, but of an empowered soul. So
Wow, that's profound.
Yeah, because one of the things that looking back at my journey with dating and growing up, and I've shared my experiences when I was young. I've written how I was nearly kidnapped. I've had a knife on my neck because I couldn't be somebody's boyfriend. And it's in the book. So it's the journey that took me to the point where I was getting married. There's a belief system, I think we nearly touched on it when we started, about how your upbringing and your childhood can shape your view of marriage and relationship. So I had a belief system and a pattern, which ended up me even choosing probably a man who was not at a healthy place because I was not at a healthy place myself.
Right.
So The Heart Is Not So Smart is a book for women mostly, for not for teenagers. Let me just put a disclaimer. Please do not let your teen read this book. You read it fast and then unpack it slowly as you have convert, but then give them when they're over 20, 21. Because I've been open. I've said some things that a teenager might not fully grasp the content, and they might run with it and say, after all, she wrote a book, it must be okay.
She knows.
Yeah. So it's a book that I'm hoping that it will allow women to have a self-reflection first before you commit. So it allows you to see yourself, to understand yourself, to unpack any trauma, anything that you think could have caused you to create a pattern. Even to understand what is your belief system, what formed your belief system about marriage and relationships.
Right.
You know, if you had a great marriage, so your parents had a great marriage, or you grew up with their great marriages, you know, that forms a belief system.
Yeah.
But is it the only way? Because then I talk about God, because as you heard, I'm a pastor. I love Jesus, and I do know at the core of every human being, at the core of the soul, God must be a part of it.
Right.
So I do share what God did for me at my broken state, and how I had to pause and restructure again. So I'm hoping women will read it. I've shared my personal story. If you find me on the street, please do not look me on the side or like, oh my God, that woman. But it's just to help you empower your soul. So so that you ground your feelings to something substantial when you're choosing who to get married to. So it's just about feeling good and loving and whatever. But there's values, there's self-love, there's have you understood what mentorship and accountability is? Do you understand friendship? Have you understood boundaries? So I bring all that out and how I missed them and the results of missing many of those steps, which led me to where I'm at. And so I'm hoping people
It's
buy
available
it. It's
everywhere?
available. You just need to call me. It's not available everywhere yet.
Okay.
I'm still the sole distributor. So my number, could I give?
Yeah.
number that you
Please
can
look
call
at that
us
camera.
is 0700 21 30 30. Call SMS, and then we'll arrange how there's
can get
delivery
the
services
book.
for it. Yeah, you can
Could you
get
say the
for it.
number again, just for anyone who didn't?
0700 21 30 30.
Nice. Oh, that's an easy number.
Yeah.
How did you get that one?
If you hear my other number, me and Safaricom, just
Same
that I don't
WhatsApp
have the million. The same WhatsApp group.
I really like the title because that
Yeah.
thing of the heart is not so smart.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're saying being an empowered soul, it's about having these conversations with yourself or with somebody else. And when you start having that conversation with yourself, the two feelings, the love, you're like, wait. Aside from that,
Yeah, yeah.
do we have other stuff?
If you completely have a process where you have self-evaluation with yourself, so you already decide what your values are. You already decide this is the kind of marriage I want.
Right.
By the time you're meeting someone, you're having feelings, and you can feel the and it's not about what's the word? Complimenting or compromising. It's not solely about compromising. I'm talking about compatibility. Yeah, so it's not about, those two are very different. Because compromising at some point, utachoka. There are some things of your core value that will still keep showing up, and then they'll keep your marriage always on a strife. It might not end, but there's always a tug of war. But when there's compatibility of values, which means my level of, for example, family. I love family. Family is very important. What is my view about family being important? Is it that my relatives can come and sleep every day of the week?
Right.
Or we visit my parents, or we help our parents, both of us, both sides? Or for you, family is we visit them in December. And that's family. So when you're having those conversations, you as a single person have already decided what is it for you. So when you meet someone, you're sharing. And this is what I believe in. Then they're like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good thing. I can adapt your way. You see, that's compatibility because you're growing and learning together. So that's what I want to bring out in the book.
Okay.
That's the solution we all needed.
Anthony, you, Nixxi said you have a very, very beautiful marriage. But I want you to share with our viewers your social media handle, and if you have a parting shot for them as well.
I guess the desire of every parent is to have children who are modeled very well.
Yeah.
And that's work, like he said. But don't die in there. Don't die in there. Seek help. It's very important. You can get me on social media, Twitter at Anton Diema, on Facebook Anton Ndiema, Instagram at Anton Ndiema as well.
Amazing. Philip?
A parting shot.
Parting shot. My parting shot is for those who are hoping to get married.
Wow, that was
Pressure now.
loud.
I was like, you need to miss my show. You guys.
They should see how beautiful you guys are.
Yeah, so
maybe they don't see it very well.
Start right, okay?
Yeah.
Start right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I encourage people to go for premarital counseling.
Right.
Before, you've identified someone, you feel like you have some feelings, because sometimes when you have feelings, it overrides our thinking, Yeah, so when people tell you, try to give you some reason, you can't, because the feelings are just too much,
The book.
So that's where you go for premarital counseling. Then you have somebody who will be able to bring down those feelings to the level of this is the reality, okay, of marriage, okay. And then for those who are separated or probably divorced, let's say divorced, there can be life still after divorce. Because it happens. And then when it happens, so we don't want you to be feeling like, okay, this is the end of it.
Yeah.
You can still get remarried.
Yeah.
And of course, before you do that, by the way, you still again go for premarital counseling. Okay? Get someone who is trained to be able to help you with those things.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where can we find you on social media?
I'm ancient.
I'm not.
Where can we find you? Bully
yes.
Counseling
It's in
Center?
Lavington. Yes.
So we just have to go there
Yeah,
physically.
if
we
you-
don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
social
yes,
media
yeah,
contacts.
yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Cool. I'm sure you can Google it. You can also.
Google it. You'll find it.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
find it. Huge thank you, of course, to Philip, to Jade, and to Anthony. You guys have had a lot to say to us on social media. Still, it's ongoing. It's very cool. Let me read out some of what you said. Christine was agreeing with one of the things that we were saying. She said, very true. This is Christine Tina. Very true. You can't be crying in front of your kids. They too can't be happy when you are not happy. Yeah. I think it's okay to cry in front of your kids, though. But maybe the reason you're crying, I don't know. We have Ronnie Regan, who was actually talking to Jade. He said she's an intelligent woman. You can't risk staying in a toxic relationship because of your children. Prevention is better than cure. Thank you, Ronnie. I have Alex Muendo, who said, no way, individual happiness comes first. Thank you, Alex. Guys, you've heard a lot of advice today. Of course, a lot of people are saying seek help. Whether you are in a difficult marriage, you're in a happy marriage, you're separated, you're divorced, it doesn't matter. You can seek help for yourself, for your partner, and for your children. Now, though, on to more fun times, good stuff. We have Violetta Gina, one of the E-Curve ladies, yeah, Violetta Gina. She's going to tell us what to expect tonight on KTN through our dramas, through Foods of Kenya, on her awesome show, E-Curve. I'm so excited to see all the events that she went to, who's on her hot seat. Your hot seat, nitajua ile siku mimi and Nixxi will be invited to go. But yeah, so here is Violetta Gina with Tonight on KTN.
All right. Thank you very much for that introduction and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I haven't seen you guys this whole year. So this is my first show for this segment this year. So it's safe to say Happy New Year, and I'm so excited to be back. And we have such an amazing lineup tonight. And of course, I'm here to give you reasons as to why you need to stay tuned to KTN Home. You don't have to go anywhere else. It's KTN and KTN and KTN Home only. So to start us off, from 7:30 p.m., we have My Two Wives. You know, Wednesdays is all about relationships, all the way from Relationships Wednesday, and then we extend it to My Two Wives. And this will give you a proper picture on how relationships in Nairobi are going down. So take a look at what to expect tonight on My Two Wives.
Are you two a couple?
Yes. My medulla oblongata cannot decipher what is fastening in my heart.
What's wrong, Martin?
It's Eve.
Put the glass down, Martin. Put the glass down. And Martin, you need to think about how you speak. You need to change it.
She's just too much. I'm getting depressed.
You need to break up with her.
I will marry you.
You.
Hey. Martin.
Babe.
Babe.
Right, there is a lot of drama tonight. So if you are a relationship person and you like to see scandals and all of that drama, trust me, 7:30, My Two Wives is the show for you. And then right after that, from 8 p.m., we have Foods of Kenya. And this time, our very own Monique Magaria will be at Kasigao in Voi County. I have never heard of that place, and I'm so excited to see what their culture is like, what they eat, what their practices are, and also a little bit of their history. There's a lot going down tonight. So take a look at what we should be waiting for on Foods of Kenya.
From the steep slopes of Kasigao in Taita Taveta County, this week on Foods of Kenya, we get a detailed history of the Kasigao people.
The government had been forced to feed us for 12 months.
We harvest our own ingredients.
Yes, they're getting harder as they continue.
Our meals are kingarangara, cooked pounded green maize. Kimanga, a mixture of beans pounded with sweet potatoes, mixed traditional vegetables, ugali, and to wash everything down, tea made from lemongrass. This is Foods of Kenya.
All right, I am so excited to see what goes down at the Kasigao County. Please, if you're a foodie like I am, tune in from 8 p.m. Then we get to see what other people are doing with their foods. And then, of course, from 10:15 p.m., we come through with the biggest entertainment show in Kenya right now. It's time for E-Curve, and we have such an amazing show lined up for you. This week, we will be showing you some of the biggest festivals in the world. Talking about Afropunk, Coachella, Is That Your Thing, Koroga Festival. Now, you need to tune into E-Curve tonight. And of course, we also give you the tea on what your famous celebrities are out here doing. Most of them are doing the most, and you get to see what they're up to tonight on E-Curve. And we sit down as well with Mr. Murkomen. Wait, guys, you don't want to miss out on any part of that conversation. Take a look at what to expect tonight on E-Curve. This week on E-Curve, we take you through some of the biggest international events. We also serve you with a hot tea on what your famous celebrities have been out here doing.
What is that one thing that you'll be able to tell people that this is what Murkomen did?
And finally, on the hot seat, we sit down with the Senator of County 028, Honorable Senator Kipchumba Murkomen. All right, there is so much going down tonight. We always give you the #1 entertainment that you have not seen anywhere else. So if you're life of the party and also you like to keep up with what your celebrities are doing, the only show for you is E-Cup tonight from 10:15 p.m. I cannot wait to see you. But now let me take it over to Susan Njoroge and our Nixxi.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
actually a Coachella fan.
Huge Coachella fan,
Yeah.
especially after Beyonce did it,
Oh.
where it was now renamed Beychella.
2020 goals.
Oh, 100%.
No, fist
I
bump,
went
fist
there
bump. Lazima
to
tuende
apply
Coachella.
leave.
Inabidi watu kwanza wa sponsor hii show.
Kwanza.
Relationship Wednesdays. Tea
I'm
brands.
dead. We're talking to you.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for staying with us this morning.
Yes.
I'm sure your breakfast was sweeter because the conversation was really deep
good.
and so profound. A big shout out to our guests, Anthony Ndiema, Jade Gishuri, and Philip Odio. A big shout out to you guys. And a big shout out to my co-host. Best co-host of the year. Anyway, until next Wednesday, you can find me on Instagram.
Yes.
At @Nixxi and on Twitter at @Nmete.
Yes. And me on Facebook and Instagram, I am Sura Common, and on Twitter, I'm Njoroge_. I actually want to shout out people who always tweet. Like, okay, Ronnie was really heavy today. Thank you so much, Ronnie Regan. Done by Nance always gives me responses.
Always,
and Skinny Filmmaker always gives me responses.
Yeah, a big shout out to you guys. And to all who said yesterday that they were going to tune in, and they actually did tune in and responded to the question.
Yeah.
By the way, keep the conversation going. The topic was, should you stay in a broken relationship for the sake of your children? The hashtag to use is KTN Life and Style. Until next Wednesday, goodbye.
Yeah, guys. Oh, and let's remember a massive thing that we have talked about on this show. Seek help, guys. Seek help before you get married, when you're married, if you're separated, if you're divorced, and if you can, seek help for your children as well. Yeah. Have a great Wednesday.